Thank you for tuning in for this week's DiVerge Fitness Weekly 3 and 3. This week we're going to be covering C movements. Chris and I discussed demonstrating these movements for you all, but considering that we feel they're a waste of time, we really don't want to waste our valuable time demonstrating those movements for you. Again, Chris will explain the only reason to complete these time-wasting movements.
There's only two reasons really why we feel you should be doing type C movements, which, remember, going back from previous weeks, the hierarchy of fat loss training, type C movements is high intensity aerobic training. So we're looking at getting on the treadmill and running at a pretty high intensity to where you can still keep a conversation, but it's pretty laboured breathing. The only two reasons to why you should be doing exercise like that is either if you enjoy it or you're competing for an event. So an event like JP, you've done triathlons and marathon runners, and we've had several clients that did the half marathon this past weekend, the Soldier half marathon. So those kind of events, that's when you would want to do that kind of exercise, but definitely not for fat loss.
Very good. So now that you all understand, use your time here at DiVerge Fitness for type A movements. Go back a few videos, we demonstrate those type A movements, and that way you can use your time most efficiently to lose the largest amount of fat possible. We've got some placards up explaining to you as well why these type C movements are so poor. One of them, it explains it was a marathon, what, 6 days in a row?
That's right, they did, I believe it was called a Marathon of the Sands, so they did I think it was 5 or 6 marathons in a row, and they discovered that there was quite a bit of weight loss. However, most of the weight loss came from loss of lean muscle, so it wasn't actually fat loss. They weren't losing body fat, they were stripping muscle because of the high intensity aerobics that they were doing.
So these people that we see do a lot of running and things of that nature, and not the type A movements, these are the individuals you see where they've lost lean muscle mass, they have a saggy butt, the skin around their knees is saggy, they just look generally unhealthy from doing these type C movements.
And also as well, please refer to our blog for more information on all the topics that we've covered in the past 3 to 4 weeks on the hierarchy of fat loss. And we've got a special installment coming up next week, so please stay tuned for that. And we look forward to seeing you next week for the weekly 3 and 3.